Okay, whoa, do I sound hot? Like, is my microphone really loud? I'm using my my nice microphone. I'm not using my headset right now because I just don't feel like putting my headset on. It is incredibly hot. I am a little hot. Okay. It is incredibly hot in this room and I don't feel like putting that giant headset on. That's probably, well, I'm still peaking a little bit. What if we did that instead? I don't think that changed in, well, no, I'm a little quieter. Okay, we'll do it like this. I think I'm still a little spicy, maybe. But I'm not hitting the yellow zone quite so hard anymore, so that's good. Hi folks, it's 10:30 at night here, and it is 86 degrees in my room. I probably shouldn't bring it up, but if I sound different at all, and I think I sound different, obviously I'm going through a dental procedure right now. I am missing a few teeth, and it's kind of given me a little bit of a lisp. And like... The annoying thing is, I should have my new teeth by now, my partial denture replacement. They keep pushing, whoa, that song is loud. Actually, that's the other thing. I have like the volume bar down pretty low. If I crank it where it's supposed to be... Wait, you guys can't hear the music, can you? Oh no, you can. This is where the music is supposed to be. That is really loud though. This song in particular is incredibly loud. But anyway, I'm supposed to have my replacement teeth by now, and they've been pushing me back. Going in to get my partial denture, it's supposed to be... When was the original date? Here, actually, hang on. I have it written down. Actually, no, I don't have it written down. I mean, I have a date written down, but it's not the right date. But the short answer is I was supposed to have them by now, and then they rescheduled me for August 19th, day after tomorrow, actually. And then they called me a couple days ago, and they're like, sorry, we have to reschedule you again. It is now going to be August 26th that they're going to give me my final replacement teeth and drill a couple more fillings in my bottoms and... But I'm almost through the tooth situation. One thing that annoys me the most about my tooth situation right now, and you might hear it tonight. You know how in like some old cartoons there's like prospectors and they whistle when they talk? I do that now. And it bugs the hell out of me. So you might catch me doing that tonight. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's been an interesting experience. I'm very excited to get back to eating solid food again. Very excited. And one thing I want to do before all this is over with is take a picture of myself smiling. Because, I mean, I don't know, I've had months to get used to it, so it doesn't look so weird to me anymore. But I feel like I need, like, a marker to show what I look like. Because you mainly just, when I smile, you mainly just see vampire fangs. And I think that would be a funny picture. And once I get my partial denture, it's not like I can't take them out. They snap in very tightly. And one of the last meetings I had was actually going back up to the dentist to try on wax dentures, to see, exactly what size I needed, to try out, various configurations and see what was most comfortable. And that meant he was snapping him in, taking him out, snapping him in, taking him out. They get in there pretty tight, but they're not permanent. It's not like I can't ever take them out again. And I will probably have to take them out to clean them. Whatever that ends up being. I'm still waiting instructions on that. And to get back to what it was being mentioned, before I got on this tangent about my teeth and what's going on there and why I sound so different, or maybe not that different. This is, I've mentioned this a couple times. This was done months ago because I've been meaning to stream again recently, and I just never got back around to it. I recorded a program called EmuVR, which is a Unity program. It's supposed to be meant for VR, but you can also just play it in 2D mode on your desktop if you really want to. And the main thing there is that it has all these CRT TVs, and it hooks up through RetroArch, and you can just emulate console games in a virtual bedroom. And you can customize all the posters on the wall. You can pick up and move things around, kind of like in Gary's mod. It's interesting. So, the main thing with my previous lobby setup is that it was all visual effects in Sony Vegas. And that meant that, rendering that, took a very long time because it was all visual effects. None of it was real time, right? So, we're talking if I had an hour-long lobby video of the still image of the television with the picture underneath it, that would take 6, 7, 8, 9 hours to render. Because it was all visual effects in the video editor. With this being just a Unity program, a lot of physics props and things like that. Basically, I capture this in real time and it's done. So this is a 40-minute lobby video. I record for 40 minutes and I throw it into OBS and I'm done. It's a lot easier to work with. and in many other ways too. The previous lobby video, I had to do a lot of individual video adjustment to make sure that things weren't too bright or too dark or whatever else. And again, this is just, I drop a video file in and I go and it's done. It's very easy. And I appreciate that. It's just going to be a lot easier to work with all around. In fact, I can actually... if you give me a second, I will show you what EmuVR looks like. If I can find it. EmuVR. Browse local files. Now I need to go into studio mode, streaming. No, I don't want the Elgato. Go away, Elgato. Display capture, please. And I'm not going to do like sound capture or anything for this because I don't really need to. And we'll just leave the music playing because there's no actual sound in this thing. Or there is, but we're not going to be hearing a lot of it. Just Go to the scene picker. Show the stream, please. Go back to the chat view. So here we are. Let's turn a light on. Like I said, it is technically modeled after my childhood bedroom. These are all, the posters I had growing up. Some of them weren't necessarily when I was growing up. Setsune gave me this one, I don't know, like 2008, 2009. This one was cut out from an old magazine. This is literally also I could not find this poster online. So this is me taking my physical poster, the one that I actually have. I laid it on the floor and I took a picture of it. So this is actually my actual poster that I have right now. But I had the Sonic 2 poster. There's a poster for the X-Files movie. I have that. This is also actually my poster. If you don't know, I have a signed Donkey Kong Country print, and you can see all the signatures on here. This is from when I scanned I have it in a frame right now. It's hanging over my computer, but I scanned it at one point. I had a Jurassic Park poster. This is another poster that Setsune gave me. Here's some childhood artwork. This is the first picture of Knuckles I ever drew. This used to be hanging in my bedroom when I was a kid. You can tell it's Endgame, the Archie comic line, the story arc rather. There he is, Blaze the Hedgehog. The last time I drew him, 4 years ago. Here's just some random sketches that I picked out of my art archive, and I did a whole collage. I actually left this image for my nephews, I think, when I moved out of Nevada a few years ago. You can see it's signed 2021. I had these posters, Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtles 2, The Lion King, Metroid Prime, this stupid Nintendo Power Smash Brothers poster, which I personally think is kind of ugly, but I had it in my bedroom, so I might as well put it in here. And here's actual bed sheets I had growing up. This is actually my pillow that I'm currently using. And getting a clean picture of these bed sheets was actually incredibly difficult. I think I had to find an eBay listing and do some photoshopping. If you really look closely, you should be able to see a seam of the image, because nobody has a complete scan of the entire artwork. What else? Here's more artwork from my childhood. I drew this in high school. I drew this in high school. I drew this in high school. I think I had to crop this one, but I think this one was signed 1993, and you can tell that it's not in great condition. There's oil spots and things on it. It's very crumpled and old. I drew this as a teenager. Actually, you can tell it says Ryan Bloom 98 on her motorcycle. That is, I think that's supposed to be Tifa Lockhart. Kind of looks like her, but I don't think she wears boots like that. And then over here we have our TV and our game consoles. We have another game console over here hooked up to this TV. Nothing hooked up to this TV. I don't have any game consoles hooked up to this TV right now. The whole thing is that with the way this works, you actually do have to string a cable to the connections on the television. You don't just have a console nearby and it just works. You do actually have to have cables connected. So down here we have Dreamcast games, House of the Dead 2, Silent Scope, Virtual Cop 2. Here's cartridges for Stimpy's Invention, Sonic 3, Rocco's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day, Parappa the Rapper, Yoshi's, I think I already said Yoshi's Island, Chrono Trigger, Mega Man X, Sonic 2, Bubsy, there's another copy, Yoshi's Island, Final Fantasy VII, Disc 1, Ridge Racer Type 4. They look weird because they're generic. The annoying thing about this is, you can tell whoever was, and then I have a fork sitting here, standing straight up so that I have, like, I know the angle to record from. But the annoying thing is like, you see, like, you know, the Super Nintendo is fully modeled, the NES is fully modeled, the PlayStation is fully modeled, the GameCube fully modeled, and we go in here and you can see N64, PlayStation 2, Super Famicom, a VCR, but you go over here, this is the Sega Genesis, because they didn't model it. So it just has this generic knockoff cartridge or knockoff console look. The Dreamcast over here is the same thing. That's why these Dreamcasts are also cartridges, because there's no Dreamcast console. It's just this thing. It's this weird knockoff. And you put the cartridge in, and, you know, that's how you play your Dreamcast games. But if I wanted to play a Super Nintendo game, well, then I pull the cartridge out, or I put the cartridge in, right? I think that tried to turn it on. I'm not sure. What else? I mean, obviously, it's like, here's the VCR. Turn the VCR on. Give it a minute, because it's got to load. There we go. I have a giant video file. Well, not giant. Like I said, it's about 40 minutes long. And then this is just my lobby. You can see the bedroom reflected in the TV there. That's pretty nice. But can I also just go around and turn a lot of these TVs on? I should be able to. I don't know. I don't know why they're not powering on. I don't think you have to plug them into the wall. Maybe you do. No, there's no plugs back here. But yeah, you see, this is just the video file for my lobby. And like, one really nice thing is, like, if you get up really close, like, look at this. You can actually see, like, the actual CRT pixels. I think that's actually really cool. And then you pull back out, and it just looks like a TV. That's neat. I like being able to see, like, the aperture grill or whatever you call it for a TV. But I think that's neat. I think that's cool. And now the only other problem is I don't know how to stop it. Because if I click the TV again, now I'm in TV mode and I can't move around anymore. Now I get, like, control of RetroArch, and I think if I just quit, yeah. And like, this kind of stuff is a lot easier to manipulate in VR, obviously. Like picking up things, setting them down. I know the hotkeys to, like, grab something that's X on the keyboard. But, like, obviously, you get, like, a lot more rotational control in VR. And that's kind of how I set a lot of this scene, was just, like, actually using my hands to, like, pick things up, move them around. I think there is, like, a way to, like, rotate these. Yeah, let's see, there's something. But I don't know how to, like, rotate them flat. There we go, it's the control key. But yeah, I decorated this whole scene, and I kind of want to redecorate it again. Like, swap out the cartridges, because like I said, I have 2 Yoshi's Islands here. Like, you can't really see them. In an earlier version of the lobby video, you were, like, more up here and more back here. So you saw, like, more of the room, and you could more easily tell what these things were. This is Donkey Kong Country and Crash Bandicoot. I was thinking of like maybe getting some Sega Saturn games down here. I don't know. Here, let's... How do I open you? What is the hotkey to open a console? Because you should be plugged in. There we go. And now we grab the disc. What was that? Let's see. Power button. Turn the light off. Let's go into console mode. You can tell like I'm already in like light gun mode because I think that's just how I have this set up. I was doing a lot of this in VR. So, you know, I was playing like light gun games because this is a good way to play light gun games. I've played through all of House of the Dead in this VR setup and it's pretty nice. But this will start Parappa the Rapper. Will I get like, does it have my controller set up? It does not. Because I think for one, I think it's looking for a light gun input. And I don't have a light gun because I'm not in VR right now. Turn the TV off. I do not remember how to turn the TV off. I just started the console again. I think in VR, like you actually just reach up and you hit the power button. What else can I show off about this room? We can set time of day. Oh, there's obviously, you know, more objects I can place down. You can hook up music files and play them through the radio. Footballs, baseballs, hats, fake food, even though that's like Ruffles, I think is like a real brand. So is Cheetos, Milky Way, but some of these are like fake. Zappers, light guns, clocks, trash cans. And then we have televisions of all shapes and sizes. Game consoles, I already showed these off. These are all the games I have installed in this. Which is, like I said, most of these were just for decoration, but Project Horned Owl and Point Blank 2 are light gun games. House of the Dead is a light gun game. I was hoping Silent Scope would work. But on Dreamcast, it was not a light gun game. It was only a controller game, which is a bummer. And then, you know, Genesis games. Menacer is another light gun game. I have a bunch of Super Scope games here. Battle Clash, Blitzkrieg, Metal Combat, the Super Scope 6, so on and so forth. Terminator 2, Yoshi's Safari. There's the videotape for my stream lobby. There's Sonic the Movie, which that's not the whole movie. That's just a clip compilation. That was how I tested to make sure the VCR worked. It's just like 2 scenes because I didn't want to have to like render the whole video. Some Virtual Boy games that I was hoping would render in VR correctly, and they do not. Here's all the settings I can have, so I can set seasons. The OVA. So it's just like, again, I don't really understand how these buttons work in non-VR. Like this, apparently. It's just like, I think it's the scene on the beach where Sonic saves Owl and Tails. Let's find out. X. Go in, please. How do you see? There we go. Okay. And then how do I power you on? Spacebar? Spacebar. Yeah. It's just this one scene, and it runs for like 2 minutes. But like I said, I can set, you know, time of day. It can be 9 o'clock in the morning if I wanted it. I think I had it at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. because I like the ambient light coming in through the window, but not so much that it's like shining sunlight on anything. Because like this TV does actually glare if sunlight hits it. Random events, Easter eggs. These are for like Halloween. Hide wall clock, etc., etc. We have our graphics options. I can hide the HUD if I wanted to. These are like VR controls mostly. Light gun settings. I can save and load the state of the room if I wanted to. And these are like earlier versions of the room. Just so that I could say like how my cartridges were configured, things like that. You can tell like this has bare walls, no posters on it. This has posters, so on and so forth. Very interesting. There is actually netplay, so you could do like, you know, this VR setup with 2 players if you wanted to do like a 2-player VR game. That'd work. Okay, I think this will stop here in just a second. I don't want to like get copyright claimed for this. Okay, that's how I do that. That makes sense. So that means actually if I wanted to, yeah, TV party. Like I'm actually getting frame rate drops now. Oh, right. No, yeah, then it skips ahead to later in the movie. That's right. Oh, TV, go away now. Yeah, that's this room.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's about time. How do I... All scenes. Let's go back to the lobby. Close this. But yeah, that's... I don't know, I think that's pretty fun. I like that. That's interesting. And like I was saying earlier, like it's so much easier to work with than the old lobby animation. And I prioritize that over basically everything else.